Hello, Acres of Diamonds audience. Welcome back. My name is Scott Gibbs, and I'm here with co-founder DJ Ligori. And today is Acres of Diamonds Daily Diamond number 54. And DJ doesn't actually know all of what today is going to entail. I asked him to trust me, and hopefully he will. Hopefully he will. We talked in the past about DJ being one of the first Acres of Diamonds clients and some of the growth that's gone on for DJ. And in the last 1 or 2 weeks, I've come to realize that not everybody in our audience really understands what coaching is. There's some negative paradigms, some negative connotations about it, and then there's some real positive paradigms and connotations about it. So I wanted to shore that up a little bit with some understandings. First is it's not coaching these days is not remedial, and when I say it's not remedial, it's not to fix people. Coaching today is about helping people become the best that they can become. Acres of Diamonds, the coaching business of Acres of Diamonds, is based on the belief that there's inherent greatness in each one of us. And if we're not realizing that inherent greatness, then there's some resistance in our lives stopping us from being as great as we could be. Mm-hmm. That's all Acres of Diamonds does, is it looks for and listens for and tries to find the resistance that each one of us is putting up in our lives that's stopping us from being our best selves. That's it. Mm-hmm. So, I had one person on a LinkedIn post when I posted about Carly Kloss. She's a supermodel and 6-foot blonde supermodel. She ran in the New York City Marathon and she needed a security guard. Well, my buddy ran the marathon with her as a security guard. He sent me a picture, and in the picture was him, her, and 4 other people. I said, who are the 4 other people? And he said, they're coaches. I said, come on. He goes, yeah. One's her business coach. One's her strength and conditioning coach. One is her mental toughness coach. And the other one is her nutritionist. And I said, holy cow. And for me, that really heightened my awareness about coaching. And I started thinking about all the different coaches in my life. I have a dental coach. My dental hygienist. I have a health coach, which is called my doctor, my physician. I have a financial coach. He's my financial advisor. I have a parenting coach. Those are my parents. They help me with my parenting. I have a how to run the house coach. That's my wife. I have how to treat children better. Those are my kids, right? So we have coaches all throughout our lives. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we truly recognize the value that they bring. So I want to accomplish a couple things today. I want to demonstrate what a small typical coaching session might look like for everybody's benefit. I want to, in that, demonstrate some goal setting philosophies as well. And I hope that that'll create a heightened sense of awareness for what coaching can bring to your life. I hope it will also bring a heightened sense of awareness of how to set goals, a goal setting process that might be more effective for each of us in 2021. Additionally, I want to create awareness for the audience about something called observational learning. So DJ and I are going to be going through this goal setting process. DJ's volunteered to allow us to post this video so that you can learn from this process. That's called observational learning. So my guess is you're going to have certain epiphanies or takeaways or aha moments by listening to DJ and I interact that will have a positive impact on you, not just for 2021, but for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. So my goal in all of that, when that happens, is for you the final epiphany and the final aha moment will be, oh, that's what coaching does for us. Okay, so that's the goal. We'll see how effective we are. We haven't pre-rehearsed anything here. We're going on the fly. I did ask DJ to do a couple tasks. He wasn't quite sure what they were, but so DJ, the first thing I'd like to ask you is, in 2020, what is your list of things that you did not get done or we did not get done together?
So the list of things that we did not get done, and this is kind of an individual thing and a together thing, is together we did not plan or organize any sort of event or situation to raise money for the Acres of Diamonds scholarship. This is, I think that this next year will be the third year that we will be giving the scholarship. And so far we've given away, what is it, about $7,000 in,
Right, yeah, so good point. We've given away 7,000 and our account actually for scholarships is down to 8 or 9,000.
yep.
So,
And we've have had discussions of, golf tournaments or basketball tournaments, little things like that to raise some money in both, in our community. And we didn't necessarily, put any attention into that. On the same
no,
side, what was that?
not just, I just want to stick with all the bad stuff, all the stuff we didn't get done.
Yeah, so we didn't really do that. On the same side, individually, I had actually brought this idea to you, a couple months ago when we had a meeting, and I wanted to get more into it, and I didn't get more into it. Was individually, running triathlons or running marathons and raising money for families in need. So basically, the idea that I had was, training for either, probably a marathon is just a run, I believe, training for, a marathon and raising as much money as I possibly could through donations, and then giving it and basically having families in need apply for the Acres of Diamonds scholarship or this Acres of Diamonds donation. Um, and so that was something that I wanted to do, and that really fires me up. Like when I'm, training or when I'm listening to music, it's like, I think there can be more to your training. I think there can be more to you, not only wanting to increase your physical and mental health, but how about raising money and then giving it away to a family who really needs it. And so that was kind of an idea that I had that I did not necessarily dig into, as much as I wanted to. So that was something that I did not do. Another thing that we did not do is we did not essentially launch any marketing campaigns, really. We did not launch any social media campaigns. We did not launch any email campaigns. We could say, all right, we weren't ready to launch them, but then at the same time, I've heard so many, self-development coaches and things, and mentors say, launch and then learn, kind of thing. Like don't aim and then fire. It's just fire and then start aiming after that. So that could have been something that we could have done, is just launch campaigns and just see the way that people interacted with them. I think we might have had a couple, social media posts where we wanted to get some feedback from people, where most of our, feedback and interaction has really been live. It's really been us asking someone a question. I remember when we were at Starbucks and we would talk to that, I think his name was Alex. We would ask him questions about, what is the way that you thought of this? Just some random person who we saw, who we just started asking questions. Our Acres of Diamonds class that we had, we were asking them questions, seeing the way that people perceived things. Was it similar to the way that we did, or was it different? So we
DJ,
didn't.
let me slow you down for a second.
Mhm.
So it just, in a normal coaching session, I'd let you continue to
Mhm.
elaborate on every one of your points. In this session, let's not get into all the detail behind it. Let's
Okay. Just to
just for
hit
the in
the
spirit
points.
of time, because where I want to take this, in the
Okay.
spirit of time, let's just say what we didn't get done,
Okay.
right? With no explanation.
Got it.
And then
All right.
we're gonna move into the next phase. Okay.
So we say for that one, no marketing, campaigns, essentially.
Yep.
The third one, we only had live groups, coaching and live one-on-one coaching. It was never webinar based, which is what we want to go to in order to have larger impact, in order to be more convenient, things along those lines. Okay.
Okay.
So those were the kind of the three things that I initially thought of. And then personally, I don't want to say this, but I will. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have the travel companion that we talked about, and that was something that I remember in 2020. Me and a couple of my buddies were like, "Yeah, you're the girlfriend. I feel it. I feel it coming," but it didn't happen, and so, that's something that I'm still going to be looking forward to in 2021. So those are kind of like the four things that I did not do in 2020.
Awesome. So let's, one of the things I want to do with this is reviewing what you didn't get done.
Mhm.
How do you feel?
Didn't feel that great.
It
It
doesn't,
felt,
honestly, it doesn't feel good to revisit
yeah.
those things, right?
No, you just kind of, there might be a small sense of failure, but I think then there's a sense of, all right, why didn't I? What was the underlying reason as to why I didn't pursue this more? I think, it's kind of like an opportunity to learn a little bit.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. So in general, reviewing your past gaps in performance or quote unquote failures or challenges puts you in what kind of an energetic state?
Low energy state.
All right. So low energy. All right.
Yeah.
Now why don't you walk us through the things that you're proud of that you did get done in 2020?
That I personally, or that we both did
Both.
too?
Both.
Okay.
And
So
again, list them.
yeah, we'll
Let's
go.
not get into a ton of detail.
Yeah. So Acres of Diamonds, together, we launched our first group coaching class in Greece Odyssey with Miss Jenny West and Miss Lauren Dunn, and that was awesome. We completed 53 daily diamonds. Well, this will technically be 54 in 2020. And we also completed 25 podcasts of various guests ranging in multiple different age ranges and different perspectives. Completed our first webinar that we're going to be launching soon. So this hasn't even actually been released yet, but we'll give you a little sneak peek. We have completed that. Completed the Acres of Diamonds ebook, which we then used for lead generation, which has been, working very well. Very, very happy with the way that turned out. We had the idea, and then we actually started planning the design of the Acres of Diamonds complex, which is the ultimate vision of what this business can grow into, kind of a mecca of both mental and physical progress. We did one-on-one coaching that I personally, this is something that I was very proud of. Started one-on-one coaching that started off as free, essentially, because I needed to see if I even knew what I was doing. And then it kind of drifted into donations into the Marcus Gibbs Acres of Diamonds Scholarship, and then it drifted into a full-blown paid service. So that was over a full year. I had about 5 to 6 individual clients, and felt the progress as the year went on. And then lastly, Acres of Diamonds officially became a business. We became an LLC, and we actually started planning, these group coaching sessions that we will be launching in 2021. So we still did a lot. So we still did a lot as a group, and then individually, I ran all the social media accounts, which forced me to actually find good content of the world, which is something that I think I might have taken for granted. Doing research and finding good stories actually put me in a high energy state. I became a full-blown reader. All right. I got about 15, 20 books behind me that I have ripped through. And that's all, big shout out to Cody Harris on that. He was the one who challenged me to do it, and I found a love that I genuinely enjoy. I became much more conscious and aware of my physical health. Probably about a year or two ago, I really, I might have skipped a workout every 1 or 2 weeks just because I was tired, just because I was this. I haven't skipped a workout since I really became involved with this type of thinking. Again, the one-on-one clients, I also created the challenge group, the private Facebook challenge group, which is really from the one-on-one clients. They were really the ones who kind of gave us that idea, and then we kind of took it and ran with it. And now we've really created an opportunity just to give people small ideas into different ways of thinking. Whether they complete the challenge or not, it's still an opportunity for them to see the other side of whatever that concept is. Created the Acres of Diamonds YouTube channel, which now has probably about 80 different videos on it. And we've got a hair under 40 subscribers on it, which I didn't even know you could subscribe to those things in the beginning. So I was like, wow, what are these people? And then I realized that people were actually enjoying what we were putting out. And then the last two, I became much more comfortable on camera. I never liked necessarily holding a video, a phone up or a camera up and videotaping myself. I always felt very uncomfortable with it. I've become more comfortable with it. I'm not 100% to the point where I'm just like, yeah, throw the camera from me, let's rip it. But I have the mindset now of saying, yes, I can do this. All right, let's film something and let's make it valuable.
Yeah, and we were scared as hell.
We're scared as hell. I don't, I don't mind being on camera and I don't mind it, but the stuff we were talking about is really important and it's very important to us. And we believe that it will be important to the people who listen to it.
All right.
So
So that's a pretty sizable list of good stuff you got done in 2020.
yeah,
What's your energy like right now?
now I'm juiced up, baby.
Ready to go, right?
Yeah, now I'm ready to
So
go.
for everybody that's watching, you could actually see DJ at the end of his 2020 challenges and setbacks. You could see his energy,
Mhm.
and then he verbalized his energy. And here, the same thing happened. You could see his energy talking about his successes in his facial expressions. You could see it in his body language. You could see it in his eyes. And now you can hear him verbalize it. He's ready to go.
Mhm.
So as you migrate into your 2021 goal setting, I want you to remember what you've just felt. You have to go into it with a inspired, motivated, can do, will do mindset. And to do that, you may have to put on your favorite music. You may
Mhm.
have to dance beforehand. You may have to go running. You may have to work out. You may have to create a list of everything in the world you're grateful for. You may have to list all your wonderful accomplishments. But what you can't do is you can't focus on what you didn't get done the year before.
Mhm.
You have to sit down and say, okay, I am empowered. I am capable of doing whatever it is. We talk about with certain people, I talk about who's your inner avatar. I have one friend, he's a CEO of a big company. His inner avatar is Iron Mike. When he needs to get into the mood of can do, will do, his avatar is Iron Mike, right? There, I was talking to Kim, who has been on our podcast before, Kim Johnson, my coach this morning, and she said she encourages women to set goals from a place of a vision of at the end of 2021. If you were to look back over the year, what goal, what accomplishments would you just giggle at and say, "Wow," smile and giggle and say, "Wow, I can't believe I got all that done." Those giggling goals
Mhm.
are the goals that you should be setting. Those are the ones that should stretch you. For men, right, with a or even females with a stronger, a more male energy, you want to set them from a place of Rambo, if you will, or Mike Tyson, if you will, a place where whatever that mindset is of strength for you, you want to say, okay, I'm going to sit back at the end of 2021 and I'm going to feel, I use this term, I'm sorry, cock strong. And I got that done, right? I went gangster on 2021 and this is the shit that I got done. Bam.
Boom.
That's the mindset. That's the energy level you have to set your goals from.
Mhm.
And the other thing that Kim brought to my attention during our coaching session this morning was that we had she says I have this thing in my head, sorry for the language, called a future pacing fucker. And what she means when she says that is sometimes I have these big goals, these I want to do this goal, and what stops me from pursuing it and writing it down is I can't see the how.
Mhm.
I get stuck because I can't see the how, so I won't set the goal. And she said, "Look, Scott, you're getting better, but you can get even better by saying just focus on the what." So, for example, DJ had a wonderful moment when he was describing his setbacks in 2020. I think everybody probably caught it. He said that he didn't get done the triathlon training. And then he went on to describe how inspired he gets in his training when he visualizes his training being for the benefit of underserved children
Mhm.
or the benefit of someone in need, right? When he links his training to donating money to families in need. In fact, he's told me about this vision before, that he just envisions crossing the finish line and being able to give a bunch of money to
Mhm.
having the people in need that he ran for at the finish line, and him just giving them a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Like, he has this vision. That's an inspiring, like that's the energy level that we need to set our 2021 goals from.
Mhm.
We can't set it from woe is me, victimhood, 2020 sucked.
Mhm.
And when we find ourselves stopped and stuck by we don't know how it's going to happen, we have to envision the what.
Mhm.
It's the kids at the end of the finish line. That's what I'm running for.
Mhm.
It's not the how. Oh my gosh, I got to run 6 miles today. It's no, I'm running today for those kids at the end of the finish line.
Mhm.
That's what's going to inspire us to take the action, not worrying about the cloud of nebulous activities in the middle. I don't know how I'm going to get from A to B.
Mhm.
Well, DJ, you said it earlier today when we were talking. Take that step.
Take the step.
The next step's going to appear. Just have faith that you're going to get to the point B.
Yep.
Take a step in that direction. Right?
Yep.
But make sure that point B inspires you, makes you giggle at the end of the year that, holy shit, I got to point B.
We did it.
Right? Make sure it makes you feel like Rambo or Mike Tyson or whoever the strongest man version of yourself you have in your head.
Mhm.
Right? Whatever that is.
Yeah.
That's how you set goals.
Mhm.
You have to set it from a place of inspiration.
Mhm.
So hopefully that makes sense.
Yes.
I tell you, it makes a ton of sense to me. It makes a ton of sense of why sometimes I don't get my goals accomplished is because I focus on how am I going to do this, and I don't know. So then I procrastinate or I don't take action.
Mhm.
When I have 100% faith that the point B vision and goal is going to happen, I take action.
Mhm.
I take action. Even though I don't know where it's going to take me, I know it's going to take me closer to point B. And if I take enough of those steps, point B will come into focus.
Point B is where you want to be.
So DJ, with that being said, I think you and I have to take a step back, and are our goals for 2021 big enough?
I mean, we wrote down a lot of them. I remember in that in that session that we did, and I remember how good we felt after it. You know, I
Fired up.
remember I remembered I mean, we were both smiling. People probably were looking at us like, what the hell are these two guys doing over here? I mean, we were giggling and we looked like two little schoolgirls. We were like, yeah, like, let's go, let's do this. Are they big enough? Yeah, I think they are. I mean, we're launching a business and we have the intention and the visualization that this is going to start impacting a lot of people. And we have the vision, and this is something we talked about a couple days ago, which was a great conversation. And we're trying to make people aware of a huge problem to a huge group of people. So we're not trying to solve something small. We're shooting large here. We're shooting big. Um, and so, after that conversation, and after you just asked that question, yes, I do think the goals that we have, one, we have enough of them, and two, I think the magnitude of them are big and they're important to us. I mean, that was 3 hours of us coming up with.
Do we have faith that they're
Oh,
going to happen? Are we in our strongest of mindsets? Can we sit back on December 31st on 2021 and say, holy shit, look at everything we got done?
look at all the point B's we got to.
Let me ask you this. Forgetting the first part of this session
Mm-hmm.
and just focusing on the second part of the session where you told us all the things you got done.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
Feel much better. A lot better than I did in the beginning, going over all the things I didn't do. It's kind of like the something that we say a lot of the times. We have to stop noticing what we don't have and realize what we do have. So essentially, I noticed all the goals that I didn't have or I didn't achieve, and it doesn't make you feel that great. And then I noticed all the goals that I did achieve, and it made me feel awesome. So imagine if you constantly thought about everything you had and all of the good goals, and you would be living in such a high energy state all the time. Your goals would go through the roof, and getting to point B, you'd become so efficient at that. You would know the next steps, you would know the actions that needed, and you would feel so energized to keep making those goals and keep achieving them.
So I'm gonna end the coaching session right there, because what just happened is DJ just came to his own conclusions about goal setting, and he came to his own conclusion of how being in the right energy state is going to help him be more productive on a daily basis, such that his production on a daily basis will result in a compounding effect over the year of 2021 and produce outsized, unbelievable results.
Mhm.
I didn't give him those answers. DJ came up with those answers through the process that you guys just witnessed.
Mhm.
And DJ owns it.
Mhm.
That's what coaching is. That's what Acres of Diamonds about. Acres of Diamonds is working with people in one-to-one and group coaching sessions with the 100% concrete belief and understanding that the people we are talking to are great, great people. They've been blessed with their inherent greatness, all the gifts that God or whoever the divine creator is for you
Mhm.
has given them. They have them. And if they aren't being realized, if they aren't being demonstrated, if they aren't being shown off to the world, it's for lack of understanding of how to do it.
Mhm.
They've forgotten something, or they need to be, they have their awareness heightened, or they need a new tool or system. But we don't tell people what to do. We don't tell people what to do.
Mhm.
We ask them how to do things. We ask them what they're feeling. We put them in touch with their truth.
Mhm.
And once they're in touch with their truth, they're accountable for their results.
Mhm.
So hopefully today made a lot of sense to you. Hopefully today you got a better sense of what coaching can be if done right. And I'm not suggesting that it was done right today, but I'm suggesting it was done okay, maybe.
Well, your client feels good.
Well, as Kim actually told me today, I can't judge the value you get out of the session.
Mhm.
I can judge the value I got, and I got a lot of value out of it personally, like I always do when I speak to you, DJ.
Mhm.
So why don't you tell us, what did you get value out of it today, and what was it?
Yes, it was the understanding of that energy state. And Kim actually hit on it a little bit in the podcast that we did with it of, if you're, and I'll use a foundation as a good example. If you're coming from a goal setting mechanism of an unstable foundation, don't you think that your goals might be a little unstable as well? So now if you start from a stable foundation, now your goals will be much more stable. So and that stability is that high state of energy, in which I think it makes complete sense. It makes a total, like, if you were to literally picture it, we're visual learners. Literally picture it and say, all right, if I'm coming from a low energy state, my goals literally might not be as high as my high energy state. They'll be up here instead of down here. I mean, it's I think it's a very good visual, and you could see by my demeanor that I got some value out of that. I definitely got some value.
Is there anything you can accomplish, DJ?
No, not at
I
all.
agree. I agree.
Yeah,
I believe in you 100%. And if you ever doubt yourself at all, borrow some of my confidence in you, because I have plenty.
good. I'll let you know when I need some.
All right, that's it. That's Daily Diamond number 54. I hope it helps. Happy by the time you listen to this, New Year's will be over, but have a great 2021. Thank you.
Yes, we'll see you.